I remember when we were strong. The Viridian Outriders, a bold fraternity dedicated to preserving the safety of the needful traveler. Within my lifetime, I have seen us fall so far, replaced by the steel and gold of a king I once called friend. New threats arise, though, and his cutlass and coin may not be enough to save our people. We're still here, though. Less than we were. But we're here, and we'll help where we can. That is my oath. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, Cecil and Harper do an experiment. Erebin puts his cards on the table, and Harper talks to the boss. Thank you to our backers, 2 Nerds in a Pod, Trent, and Carl for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating at patreon.com/GhostLightMedia, and maybe try checking out some of the other shows on the network. But with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down Another Path. So, my first question for the 3 of you is, how long until you all take off?
The box is ready.
Box is ready.
I pulled up ye old org chart, and I actually realized as a crafter, I report to Jasper as my spy captain.
Technically, yeah.
Which is so funny.
But you haven't. You've been reporting to Meredith.
I've been reporting
100%.
to Meredith and reporting to Luca.
Yeah. Things have changed.
But I think Jasper would be the right person to talk to
Sure.
requisition if we have any sort of like explosives that I can work with at all. Because plan B for if the box fails is just blow the core the fuck up.
You set up another meeting with Jasper one-on-one for that. We'll get to that in a little bit.
For sure.
So I will say we're going to do a round of one last thing before you all leave.
I guess to answer the original question, I would say like day after tomorrow. Like,
yeah, like a day or
works.
2, and that's pretty much it.
Yep.
Knowing what the plan is, Cecil has an idea, and I think I have to go to Harper.
Okay.
Harper,
yes.
you do you have the top?
I do actually. Yeah, Bailey left it with me. I got the requisition in the other day, so yeah, I've fished it out of my pouch.
Harper, would you? I don't think this will take very long, honestly, but I'd like to, conduct a sort of an experiment. If you'd be willing to assist.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. You just got your serious face on, so like I'm wondering what's up.
Yes, I do have my serious face on. Let's I don't even know. Can we spin that? It would require spinning that top, so where would be a good, safe place for that to happen? I don't want to harm anything in your workshop.
No, the only thing that would be really at risk here would be Ignis, and I can just, Ignis, you want to go to the mess hall and stock up for,
Actually, no. Come on, Harpo. Let's go to the basement.
Oh, of course. All things done with work that require any semblance of secrecy must be done in the basement.
I'm not discluding Erebin. I'm assuming that Erebin has a very important different scene.
Mm-hmm.
On our way over, and as we're getting there and we're setting up, Harper, have you you wouldn't consider yourself to have magical abilities, right? You would say you have what do you call them, infusions or the ability to enchant?
Yeah, I kind of empower things to function beyond sort of the norm. And, there's a million definitions for magic. If you want to call what I do magic, sure, certainly. But
sure, yes.
I'm not like if I don't have my tools, I can't do jack shit.
Right, yes, but on the same token, you've talked about, and I mean, we've heard about how halflings are, have got the luck working for them quite often, and that's a separate bit of, ability or innate substance about you that's a different,
I suppose. Yeah.
Access a different way or manifests itself when you're not always focused on it, yes, but some things are more connected to who you are as a person than what skills you've learned.
What are you getting at, Cecil?
Harper, and as we get to the basement, close the door, lock it all up, cast alarm, set Archie to work to guard. As Cecil is explaining, they are clearing away a good patch of ground. How wide is this area?
It's pretty big, if memory serves.
It's pretty big. Okay, that's fine.
30-foot radius, according to my old notes.
Basically, Harper, I'm going to attempt to cut myself off from my magical abilities.
Okay.
In an attempt to see if I can reclaim something I've lost.
Okay.
Because there's some things that are just innate to who you are. And I want to see if I can get it back.
Harper nods sagely.
We'll see if this works.
We'll see something, I think. All right. Ignis, you might want to send Archie upstairs too. Honestly, I don't know how he'll react to the spinner.
That's a good idea. Archie, could you just go upstairs, make sure everything's good there, make sure no one comes down?
Ignis, keep an eye out back.
Harper talk.
Yeah.
You want to help me discover a secret?
I love secrets. Let's do it.
I know you do.
With Cecil's go-ahead, I will set up the top in the little patch that they cleared out, and I will give her a whirl.
Okay. Cecil, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know if high or low is good. I don't even totally know what I want to have.
We're doing an experiment.
Hey, I'm also curious to see how this is going to play out.
All right.
By the way, there is like a visible or an audible powering down sound from like all of Harper's magic gear just going.
Correct. Harper, it is actively difficult for you to like move out of the range of this thing because you've got so much magical stuff.
I'm not fighting it too hard, but
no.
This feels like a big one.
Kinda, yeah.
A little bit.
18.
It is an odd feeling having your identity torn from you. But this is what is happening in this moment. An identity that you have been wearing for 40-some years, at least, is just being rent. You're able to maintain your composure. You're nauseous. You hurt. It's like the worst version of one of those sneezes that makes your entire body just ache for like an hour afterwards. You know those? Because we're old guys now. Yeah. It's one of those, but also accompanied by nausea and something that you have known and been a part of you for the large majority of your life is just waning away. Harper, you get out of the spin radius of the unspinning spinner, and you see a clock unwinding around Cecil. An oath of order that is endemic to their personhood is unraveling in front of you. Their typical skin tone is going more pallid, more gray. You see their fingers are growing longer in front of you. Their clothes are ill-fitting. Cecil, roll me that saving throw again.
Oh, God.
21?
You're maintaining, and there is a part of you that is, against all odds, holding on to Cecil Styles. as you are kneeling within this force. Harper, you see their hair is growing longer. They're just kind of clenching their body. You are not seeing a human in front of you at this point. You've only read about them in books. They've been gone as long as you've been alive. But Cecil is not a human in front of you. Cecil Styles is a changeling. And Cecil, for your very good rolls, you have the power of talking at this point.
Hey, that looks unpleasant. Are you okay?
It's very bad.
Do you need me to kick the spinner over?
No.
All right.
I can hold it.
Okay. Oh fuck. What? Do you need anything?
Hold on. And I hold up my hand.
Uh-huh.
And I try to shrink my arm down. I try to force a change.
Harper, you see multiple opposing forces working against each other in tandem. You see that your arm does pull in, but not without cost. Cecil, you take 9 points of damage as your bones crack and creak and almost break as you force a change that your body has not been able to do since you were a child.
Holy fuck. Okay. Shit. And you're okay. Just to be very clear.
I can do it!
Okay. What I'm gonna do, because I think this is either gonna be very helpful or not, or the exact opposite. I have my shield, which is just a regular shield right now. But I'm gonna pull out of my pack real quick and just slap some polish on the front of it to try to get it to a mirror finish. And I want to kind of circumvent the circle and hold it up so that Cecil can see themselves in this form.
Cecil, you, for the first time since you were a child, see yourself. You see Puck.
I did grow up.
Older. Much older than the last time you saw yourself. But there you are. You've been there the whole time. He couldn't take that away from you.
You're doing great, buddy.
Thank you. This is helpful.
Good.
I should have started smaller. That's on me. Mirror's great. Hold it up.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm just gonna start now with changing eye color.
Okay. What is your ultimate goal here?
The ultimate goal is to be able to change, but it feels like it might be at the cost of magic.
Go ahead and roll me I'm going to say an Arcana check at disadvantage because you are working in uncharted territory.
Sure am. That is going to be 12.
I'm going to hit Cecil with a flash of genius to make that a 16.
Okay.
Add plus 4.
16. Very good. Over the course of, call it 10 minutes, you are able to change a good portion of your body. What are you trying to change into?
Eventually would try to change into two different things. Would try to force the change back into what Cecil looks like.
Okay.
And then also just try to force a change into we'll say a younger elf.
Okay. You take 17 points of damage over the course of this, as, again, you are working against not only something your body had taken away from it, but on top of that, you are working against the unspinning spinner itself, which as you are working through this, would still make this process more difficult, even if this ability had not been stripped from you.
Yes, absolutely.
You are able to make these transformations, but at significant pain to yourself. And it takes much longer than you know it would have if you were in your original form.
So what I want to do is end up looking like Cecil again, but just change one thing about Cecil.
Okay.
We're going to fix his nose because it's always been a little bit broken.
Sure.
It broke once and it never fixed right.
Okay. You fix the nose.
Okay, Harper. Kick it over.
All right. I'll wade in to the radius, and I'll just like kick the top over. What are you rolling for?
Cecil, you take another 6 points of damage. Harper, you see basically everything, I'm not going to say happen in reverse, but you see Cecil's whole body shudder a little bit. Cecil, you realize that there were a few other things that you didn't get exactly quite right. Changeling transformation is an art, not a science.
Correct.
There's just a few things that fly back into place. Your fingers are a little bit longer than you redid. You've got a little bit of a scoliosis going on in your age that you didn't really account for, and your nose flies back into its slightly broken position.
Oh.
So I can't hold it.
But Harper, what you see is those clocks, that order, that undesired order, fly back into place around Cecil, giving them their power, but at a cost.
Man, oh man. I am going to dump a second level Cure Wounds into you, Cecil.
Thank you.
You can take 17 back. I rolled really well.
Oh, that's so much better. I was almost bloodied at that point.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I'm going to have a headache for days.
Yeah,
Worth
probably.
it. Thank you, Harper.
Yeah, anything. For anything I can do. Like,
I've wondered if I could have done that a while ago at this point with the spinner's help, but I never had enough motivation to try it.
so am I to sort of suss out that it's a physiological thing, what you were doing, but there's some sort of magical effect that is suppressing your ability to do that?
That was my hypothesis, yes, and now I know that to be true. I don't know why I'm sorry. Hi, Harper. This is me. And I hold out my hand and say, my name's Puck.
Your name's what?
Puck.
No.
Yeah.
You're Cecil. What are you talking about? Your name's Puck?
It was. It's
What do you... Alright, hi, Puck. I mean, who do you want to be?
I'll be Cecil.
You can be whoever you want to be, my friend. Like, that, you know.
I've been Cecil for going on 50 years at this point.
Damn.
I've been Cecil more than I've been anyone else. The short version is I got sent on a job when I was, just a teenager, and Puck was 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
There were only so many of us left, and everyone worked. I don't remember all that much, but I remember waking up in a field not far from here. And I had magic, and I was stuck with this face.
Oh.
And the Outriders took me in, and I've been here since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that looked
man.
rough.
That was not great. But yes, because it's a physiological change, my hypothesis was if I was separate from whatever magical ability this was that I've been given, the order that's been forced upon me, maybe I could have some of those old skills back, but comes at a cost. And I'm woefully out of practice. I'm probably more valuable this way now. But if we're going on some sort of incursion, stealth mission to save the world and murder a king, well, I probably haven't got much to live for past that, so any additional skills seem helpful.
Well, looked like it messed you up pretty bad, so I'd be careful about how you apply those.
Yeah, it did. And apart from cutting myself fully off with the spinner, I don't have another way of doing that. Because as soon as I had my powers back, I lost the ability to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I could still do voices. I'm quite good at voices, so, it never quite totally left, I suppose.
Well, hey, thanks for sharing. I mean, we've always been, friendly, but, I always feel like you were the type of person that didn't really, let people in and, trusted folks, so,
Whatever gave you that impression?
Well, mostly the not letting people in and not trusting folks.
That's fair.
And honestly, I thought Arabin was going to be my big project, worming my way in there, but you were the one I didn't think that was ever going to happen with, frankly. I thought I at least had a chance with Arabin, I thought. But
that's fair.
I'm trying to say it means a lot that you would share that with me, and I really appreciate it. Cecil, you're a really good friend.
You are too, Harper. Thank you very much.
Stop.
Now go make a better box. This is one's shit.
Hey, don't. No, I'm not. I'm not. My next project is not a bigger box. It's a bigger bomb.
Oh, yes. You know what, Harper?
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk through all of our plans here and make sure that we know what they all are. A through Z. Smash cut to Arabin.
Why is Arabin always doing edgelord shit during the important Cecil moments?
I'm sorry.
Look, listen. You answer the call of the edgelord when it calls, and you do not know when that will be, and that's honorable. Also, I'm not fucking telling you Plan Z.
I have concepts of a plan.
All right, we ready to dive back in?
Yeah.
Arabin.
I'm done.
Yeah, no, you good. Hey, Ryan, you good.
Okay. I'm gonna go hit the showers.
You're gonna listen to Another Path for a little while now. Arabin, it's been, a couple hours since your meeting with Jasper and the rest of your crew, and it is bedtime. The amulet sits on your bedside table, waiting.
Yeah, Arabin's gonna go over to the amulet, and he's just gonna, before he picks it up, he's just gonna touch it. See how it feels.
Warm. Like you just took it off.
So it's the same kind of warm?
Yep.
Okay, he's gonna pick it up. Well, welcome back, old friend. He's gonna put it around his neck. Let's keep this civil, yeah?
Arabin, I'm not the one who left.
Oh, I know. We have a lot to discuss.
We do. Why don't you fix yourself some tea? We'll have a long chat when you're asleep.
Arabin's gonna do just that. He's gonna have some tea, and he's gonna not go to sleep in a regular way. He's gonna sort of meditate into sleep. Mm-hmm. He feels like that'll be a better way to lock into this headspace.
Sure enough, you close your eyes and you meditate. One moment you are sitting quietly, maybe laying. I don't know. What do you sit or do you lay down to meditate?
I feel like he sits on his knees.
You're sitting on your knees.
Sort of like in Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, absolutely. And you feel like nothing is happening for a long moment, and you open your eyes, and in that moment, you're there. You've only been here a handful of times over your communion with the Penumbra, this red liminal expanse, this dry, cracked earth, an unbroken sky of red.
Although this time it's different because Arabin is not afraid.
Not at all. And you stand. And standing before you, which was once a figure shrouded in darkness and is now more clear. Apollo.
I wasn't expecting to see you here.
Well, and it's absolutely the voice of the entity. You can hear Apollo's voice within it much more clearly than you've been hearing it in the past. Well, I figured it would be better to put all of our cards on the table this time around.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting to see you. I wasn't necessarily surprised.
I didn't think you would be. You're smart, Arabin. Very smart. That's part of why this arrangement has been made.
Yeah, but I feel like your end of the deal, at least what I thought was the deal, never really could be fulfilled, could it?
In what way?
We both know that this form, Apollo, it can never exist again in my world.
Never's a long time, Arabin. And frankly, with the level of power that our mutual benefactor has right now, no. Given the core, however, things could be different. It's an incredibly powerful tool, and maybe not this exact shape, but certainly something close enough to it. Something worth living. At least that much.
No, the Apollo I know died the day he found you. And that's how it's gotta stay.
I need to make a roll here. Natural 1. You see something shift in the form in front of you, and for a moment, just a moment, the entity loses control of Apollo, and you see a nod escape, and then composure regained. Then what is it that you would like, Arabin? If we can dispense with the formalities. Roll me a perception check.
17.
Light changes around you subtly. If you were not already in a heightened state walking into this discussion, you would never have noticed this. But with a 17, you notice that the light seems to shift around you. There is no sun, and yet in front of Apollo, a shadow falls. You do not cast a shadow in this place. You know that the penumbra is in this conversation quite presently.
What I want to know what the penumbra's planning after Ascension.
The penumbra seeks to regain what is his. No more, no less, and that is a level of domination minimally over the fiends of this world, and potentially fiends over others as well. You have heard by now from Fenrir that this is not the penumbra's first world. He has been known by other names, in other worlds, in other times. He was cast out of one world. He seeks to return to it eventually. But power must be maintained so his vengeance can be fulfilled.
Vengeance against who?
Many others.
Very specific.
I could say the names, but you would not know them. Bane, Sirik, Gond, Helm, Baal, Yergel. These names mean nothing to you, and they are everything to him.
I know names are very important when it comes to fiends. Knowing the names, even though I don't know what they mean, give me power.
True enough.
What I want is to be free. And I want my brother's soul to be free. And I want to keep the magical powers with no contract. Nothing. I want them to be a part of me. And I never want to see you again in Bearing.
Persuasion check.
To 22.
You want the Penumbra's powers with no contract. And your brother's soul. And to stay out of Bearing.
Wouldn't be fair to give me a gift and then take it away once you get what you want.
Well, it's not really a gift. It is a part of an ongoing contract which you were aware of at the time of signing. Now, that being said, I think we can talk a little bit about where things are going. Now, if you want to maintain these powers, here is the reality, is that the moment the Penumbra is rid of this world, those powers go with him. And what you really want is for him to be gone. And that is an opportunity that you could have in your grasp. The other option, gone from your sight but still in this world, possible. His machinations would still be around you, yes, even in Bearing. But if you would like him gone from your sight, gone from your presence, that is something that could potentially be arranged if you give up the powers as well. But your brother's soul would be yours, to return unto whatever deity you would prefer have it, if they will have tainted goods such as they are.
The power that the Penumbra has given me, I need it. You know that? I know that. The Penumbra needs the Infernal Core. You know that? I know that. But he already stole one family from me, and I do not intend to let him do it a second time.
Very well. What is your counteroffer? You can't exactly do much moving forward without us. We've got each other over a barrel here. An impasse. What do you propose as your other option? You're talking a very big game, Erebin Cronin.
I need some way to channel these powers. The magic is in me. I know that.
The magic within you is diluted over centuries. The Solars have not been upon Meandaris in hundreds, maybe even thousands of years. I'm not even sure about that. Predating even, well, the Penumbra hasn't been here for that long. But I know long enough that your true-bloodedness is well diluted. True, there is magic within you. I can't deny that. You've always known it. But being able to tap into it, that's another thing entirely. Maybe you can figure it out. Maybe even soon enough that you can make it kind of useful moving forward. But you need me as much as I need you. More than, really.
Yeah, well, the way I see it, there's nobody else ever been this close to an Infernal Core.
No. But the Penumbra is much older than you. And they are, for all of their quirks, more patient.
Then surely with all that infinite knowledge, With an infernal core, even. I'm sure he can figure out a way to give me what I want. The devil is in the details.
That it is.
Why don't you confer with your master? I've said my piece. For now, we work together, and we'll iron out the outcome as it comes sooner.
Fair enough. He is aware, and he ponders. The shadow that was will consider what you're proposing. And with that, darkness encloses you, and you truly fall asleep. Harper.
Hi.
Do you have something less sad to do, Harper?
I want to buy a bomb.
Fuck.
Oh, boy.
Or more accurately, I suppose I would like to requisition the materials with which to make a bomb.
You go back to Jasper's door, and you knock, and the door opens, and Jasper is poring over a big old dusty tome.
Hey, Spy Captain.
That was the other Spy Master's name, Dusty Tome.
Dusty Tomes.
Dusty tomes. Shit, hold on, I have to write a whole new character.
Dusty Tomes.
Dusty Tomes, the wizard.
Spy mastering in this town.
Oh, God.
Damn it.
I take it back. Dusty never existed.
Excellent. Harper, what can I do for you?
Morning, Spy Captain. I realize, man, it's really silly that, like, we really haven't had many interactions together, because I've probably been bothering Luca and Meredith with things that I probably should have been bothering you with.
Technically, yes, but, I mean, to be perfectly frank, the organization of the organization is a little antiquated, and
Sure.
frankly, the way that things work out is the builders typically end up reporting to the other heads more than me specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I am technically your boss in only so much that if things are going truly wrong with the facility, it is indeed my job to tend to such things, if you
Makes
take
sense.
my meaning.
Yeah. I do have something that I want to come to you in particular for, though.
Which concerns me, but please go on.
Well, because Meredith's going to say no, because it's dangerous.
Uh-huh.
And Luca's going to say no, because it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I need materials of a more, we'll say, volatile nature. Stuff that goes boom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had rolled a 2 on the intuition there. It just, wasn't cutting it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, for what?
Well, for the core.
Ah.
I need a plan B. And plan A is contain, plan B is destroy. And I figured the best way to destroy something that's magical is, frankly, not with magic, but a big fuck-off explosion.
Right. So...
Because, I don't care if you're a demon or an angel or a fairy or whatever, there's not much that can withstand an explosion.
At this, they turn around, flip the scroll wall around to the big map, and pull out the scroll describing the fall of Shay.
Yeah.
So this is the problem with that. I'm not... Harper, I do want you to understand, I'm not saying no.
Oh.
I am saying that if I do this, I am potentially granting you, I don't use this word lightly, but genocide level weaponry. This is something that would, if used, alter the landscape, not only of this part of the world, but the world in general. I'm not exactly sure even if I could get you this level of explosive. It would be essentially a magic bomb. And that's what we're looking at here. And I'm gonna be honest, Harper, I don't want to. You could convince me, We could have this conversation,
Yeah.
but there is a point where it falling in the wrong hands is still better than other options.
I pull the spinner out of my pocket.
Interesting.
If it's destroyed within a field of anti-magic.
No, I see what you're saying. I would be fascinated to see how those two pieces would interact in general.
Right?
Purely from an educational standpoint, I'm sure,
Right?
like, I haven't seen anything that could stand up to it. I've been around when Bailey was working on it. It's fascinating work, but at the same point, I don't know if it could unspin that, but what if it could?
But what if it could?
But what if it could?
That's why it's not plan A.
Yes. No, I see what you're saying, Harper. I like what you're saying. Okay.
And then the secondary sort of sub on this is I can craft the explosive into in a precise enough way. If I can get my hands on this thing and ID its structural points, maybe I can break it into pieces. Like bigger pieces, like not a tiny 100,000 million pieces, but like 4 to 5 to 6 smaller pieces, and then separate those and we dilute its power. Like I said, it's a work in progress, but I need to know if I can get the materials or not before it's even on the board.
No, that could work, and what more, we could potentially do some good in that respect.
Maybe.
Maybe.
At either rate, if it's in smaller pieces, hypothetically, then it's like got less power per piece. It's easier to contain.
We could do something, hide it. Give me a perception check. Disadvantage because it is the spy captain.
I already have a -1, Chase, and you're gonna hit me with disadvantage.
Absolutely.
That's an 8.
You see them muttering something under their breath, and it is weird for you to see a look you are so familiar with wearing on someone else's face. But you see the part of the spy captain that is absolutely a builder, that is trying to build something they shouldn't be building.
Yeah. I kind of like, as they kind of like turn away and are muttering, I reposition myself so I'm in their eye line. And I'm just like, so can I get them or not? Like, how feasible is that?
What are you looking for specifically? Do you know what you're looking for specifically? Better question.
I mean, I could spout off some nonsense, Chase, but like, I don't know what fantasy explosives I have to work with here. Like, the default is black powder, I feel like, but if there's something that's more akin to like, I don't know, my mind went to like blasting jelly from Avatar.
A steampunk C4?
Yeah, like fucking plastic explosives would be peak, but like, I mean, you've already put magnets in the world. You might as well give me Semtex.
Right.
What would old-timey C4 be? C4th?
Yeah.
Jasper nods and... yeah. I can get you something. When you ride out, the bag will be ready. Don't open it till you need it. Got it? If you don't need it, please give it back.
Okay. I can agree to that. Yeah.
Okay. If you need it, and let me be clear, if you need it for anything on this, you use it.
Okay.
But, and Harper, this is important, because I know you're not the note taker. I do need you to take the notes on how well it does. And you need to report back to me, because I am giving you something experimental.
Understood, Spy Captain.
Thank you.
Message received.
Very well. Anything else I can do for you?
Pray for us. Like you said, this is all experimental. And I mean, if there's one thing I've been studying since I joined the Outriders, it's the intersection of magic and engineering. So, hell or high water, I'm gonna engineer a problem to this goddamn magic core bomb device thing. Or we're all gonna fucking deal with the consequences.
Well, Wit guide you, and Ward watch you.
Thank you.
So, y'all know in James Bond, when James Bond goes and visits his good friend Q, and Q gives him all these cool toys and gadgets and gizmos aplenty to be used for the very specific purposes of the mission.
Yeah, who's its and what's its galore.
So we got some dingle hoppers to blow up, and that's great. I've always thought of Harper as our Q.
Yeah. I'm not James Bond.
You know shit's bad when Q has to go up to someone else to get something.
Q goes to R.
Thank you.
Damn,
You goes to
Justin.
Judy. You go straight to Judi Dench, and she gives you magic bomb.
The name's Talk. Harper Talk. I'd like a beer. Shaken, not stir. Wait. Get all the bubbles out of it. They make my tummy hurt.
Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find us on Blue Sky at anotherpathpodcast.com, Ryan at ralbrecht.bluesky.social, Griffin at griffcold.bluesky.social, and myself at tqloudly.com. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustJustinMichael and myself at tqloudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember, you should really always get your contracts in writing. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.